Hey there, my name is Noelle. I'm a professional illustrator and occasional arts and crafts YouTuber, and for a couple of years now, on my birthday, I've done a self-portrait so I can look back and kind of see how I've improved. And you'll never guess what today is. Yep, today's my birthday, so we're doing a self-portrait together. Let's get started. A few lines here, a few lines there, and we're done. Isn't he just beautiful? Alright, I'm just kidding with you. We're actually gonna start this video looking at older self-portraits. After all, I'm doing all this to see how I've improved, if I've improved, which does mean going down the rabbit hole to confront my past self. This is where we start. High school. Freshman year, 2014. I was just starting to figure out how to do art then. No reference, no training, just drawing myself the way I wanted to look. Over the next 2 years' portraits, you do see a trend towards realism, but not really intelligent realism, if that makes sense. I was just copying what I saw and not doing a very good job of it, because neither of these look like me. Like at all. Senior year, class of 2017, I got a whole lot better at drawing what I saw, but was stuck now in that I couldn't do anything from imagination. Still, I was convinced that I had reached the peak of artistic ability. Cue art school. Just imagine a training montage. I had to paint traditionally in the first year art boot camp, so this one's in acrylic. It kinda reminds me of something, though. Sophomore, character development. I learned oil paint. This is pretty unfinished, but I didn't have another one, so here you go. Junior year, now we're starting to get some good food. I got a lot better at rendering this year. Started thinking about things like shape, brushwork, contrast, etc. I basically started thinking about what I was doing instead of just doing it. Senior year, I applied that knowledge and got more into cartoony, stylized stuff again. I was looking to work quickly, since this was when I started trying to do the social media thing more seriously. Then here's a portrait study that I did last year. It's alright, but you can tell I really wasn't feeling it. Post-college was rough. All my pieces were kinda stiff and uninspired. Let's cut to now. Since last year, I've participated in several art courses, done several challenges, including a daily portrait challenge that you can check out here, and really started leaning into the parts of art that make me happy, that I'm interested in. So today I'm looking back. What have I actually learned? The first step, I'd argue, is to get some reference. Choose your favorite image, pop that image in PureRef for ease of access, and we're set. It's time to move on to painting. I've gotten in the habit of starting out bigger paintings by doing a little color study or composition study at the beginning. So I can kind of get an idea of what colors I'm going to use, what the overall shapes are. So I just do a rough pass of the face. I'm going to basically redo this later, but by doing a quick run like this, I'm able to go through and sort of predict any problems that I might run into later. You don't want to be taken by surprise by anything once you get into like the actual rendering part of the painting. So quick run-throughs like this are super helpful, I find. If anyone's wondering, I do tend to use the Riley method for sketching out my heads. I find it works really well, it makes sense to my brain, and it produces more pleasing shapes, I find, than the Loomis method. I always find the Loomis method, when I use it, my portraits look a little bit stiff. So I'm currently a really big Riley head fanatic. Once I've got my sketch down, I'll start putting down the base colors of the skin and things like that. I want to make sure that the overall colors are set before I start going in and adding defined facial features and shadows and things like that. Things like that aside, I'm gonna leave you for a couple of minutes and pop back in occasionally with little notes, but in the meantime, enjoy the speed paint. I thought for a bit about wearing something more exciting, but in the end, it's just the black t-shirt. That's all I ever wear. It's fine. One of my favorite parts about this reference image was that the eyes were different colors because they were in slightly different colored light, so I made sure to capture that. And then it's always important to sign your work. At this point, the majority of the portrait is done, and I've moved well into what I'd call the polishing stage. I'm going in, seeing if anything looks wonky, fixing that with Liquify, repainting some small areas of the face that I think I didn't do a good job of capturing the overall shape or color, and making sure that there aren't any big areas with no detail. Once that's done, I really like it, but I do feel like the portrait could use a little je ne sais quoi. So I start adding these lines at the borders of the light and shadow shapes to kind of add a more 2D element to this. I really like how it looks. And then in the background, I've been doing this thing lately in my garbage sketchbook where I put a bunch of faces or smiley faces in the background of a piece. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to lean into that and put them here as well. I really like them. I think they've got some iconic little facial expressions. I personally relate very much to that emoji that I'm currently drawing now, the sort of smiley face but like dead inside. Let me know down in the comments if you personally feel one of these emotes is an emotion that you relate to very deeply. I think we should have more variety in our emoji. And with that, my god, I think it's done. Well, okay. I just noticed that I actually goofed up the ear. It's at the completely wrong angle, so let's fix that real quick. And then it's done. I love how this came out. I think it looks great. I think I actually did accomplish kind of making this thing look like me. And compared to my earlier self-portraits, I do think that we can declare this one a clear winner. In fact, here's the tier list. If you disagree with these tiers, say so in the comments. I dare you. I double dog dare you. And if you want to go ahead and do a self-portrait, I think that it's a great thing to do year by year. You can see how you've improved, and you can kind of see how you've changed over the years. I think it's a great thing, and I think more artists should do it. So if you're an artist, consider. Also, consider subscribing to me, if you can. I'd really appreciate it. I'm just a small little channel, so every little bit helps. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time, and have a good one.